Hello and thank you again for joining me for my weekly message. For the last few weeks, I've expressed my concern about the impact that the Delta variant could have, and unfortunately, it is spreading at an alarming rate around the country, in Maryland, and even here in Montgomery County. We continue to see increases in our case rates. While we are at a moderate level of transmission by CDC standards, we are on the line between moderate and substantial, and actually expecting to go into substantial category very soon. A little over a month ago, our case rates per 100,000 residents was below 1. Now it's almost 7. This rapid increase has happened quickly all around the state, which you can see from these two maps. The first map from a month ago shows that most of the state had a case rate under 1, the county shaded green. The second map from this week shows a very different story. The green has completely disappeared and case rates have increased everywhere. Some parts of the state are in moderate transmission, but some are already in substantial transmission. Our data also indicates that the vast majority of our new cases are popping up among the unvaccinated community. The same is happening all over the country. In addition, the age group that has experienced the highest percentage of cases are people between the ages of 20 and 49. Our younger adults are really driving our numbers up. I am urging everyone who is not vaccinated to please get your shot. And those of you who are between 20 and 49 and not vaccinated, please think about this. You really need to get vaccinated. All you've got to do is look at what's happening in Florida to see how bad this can get. You can help us take control of this Delta variant. Getting the shot will protect you, your friends, and the people you care about. We have managed to vaccinate 99% of the adults over 65 and more than 80% of our population over 12. We are so close to being able to shut down the opportunities for the virus to spread, but we need to finish the job, which can only happen with more people being vaccinated. In consultation with our public health experts, I've recommended that if our case rate hits the substantial level, face coverings will again be required indoors in public areas, following the CDC's recommendations. We're trying to implement protective measures now so we can prevent further spread and so we can keep our businesses open and welcome our children back to school at the end of the month. I would prefer not to have to go back to wearing masks, but in the absence of higher vaccination rates in the community, masking is one of the best ways to prevent the spread of the virus, and it has worked for us for most of the last year. Over the last year or so, we have come together as a county. We masked up, got tested, rolled up our sleeves to take the vaccine. These efforts have paid off, but we still have work to do. Every week I say to you, if you're not vaccinated, please get your shot. And I'll say it again this week, please get vaccinated. We can beat COVID, but we need everyone, I mean everyone, who is eligible to get vaccinated. Do your part. Next week, the State Board of Public Works will vote on a long-term, expensive commitment with a private entity for the governor's plan for expansion of I-270 and 495. Along with many others, including most of our delegation to the state legislature, are urging the Board of Public Works to delay that vote because the project as currently configured will not solve our traffic problems. First, it begins and stops at the ICC, leaving the northern part of the county mired in traffic, and will actually increase congestion in the PM rush hour going north from the ICC. I proposed an amendment at the COG meeting that would have required the state to build the improvements all the way north to Frederick as a single project, which is how the governor is selling the project, and to no surprise, the state rejected that amendment. Second, the tolls are projected to be extremely high, so if you can't afford the tolls, you will be still stuck in soul-crushing traffic, as the governor likes to say. There will be fewer free public lanes, and the tolls are set not to repay construction costs, but rather to prevent too many people from using the toll lanes. They need to keep congestion bad enough that people will be willing to pay a lot of money to get out of it, but at the same time limit the number of drivers on the toll lanes so that they can flow freely. If they opened all the lanes to the public, everyone would benefit, but under the state's plan, most drivers will not benefit. Third, the necessary due diligence on the finances still needs to be conducted. According to the analysis of the state legislature, this plan has not had the necessary financial scrutiny to determine whether a public-private partnership is even necessary, or whether it should have been done with state funding. The state treasurer said she did not get the funding from the governor to conduct the necessary analysis. And so the necessary analysis has not yet happened. Fourth, the state has not tried to get federal funding for this project. That is probably the worst thing, because in the face of the federal government creating a massive infrastructure bill meant for projects exactly like this, and creating a separate fund for the nation's ailing bridges, the governor actually refuses to even apply for federal assistance because he prefers to shovel money into his private partner's pocket, and that apparently is more important than reducing the cost of travel for Maryland residents. We now, and we should, go after those funds before committing to an expensive private partnership. In sum, the project as currently presented will not solve the problem. The benefits will go to a minority of commuters who can afford it, and the project may end up costing much more than it should. And the so-called deal the council struck contains no guarantee that the road will be built to the north, gets us the same deal on transit financing that we already had, and still leaves most of you stuck in traffic. We can do better. I have always supported the effort to improve these corridors and believe there is a viable path to a consensus-based project, but that is not the project that is before the Board of Public Works. The risk to Maryland from proceeding without complete information is too great, and the benefits of this version of the plan are too limited. Our residents and businesses deserve solutions that have been fully vetted, and we hope that the Board of Public Works will recognize this and vote against approving the project at this time. Last week, I was thrilled to join a celebration at American Gene Technologies. They are celebrating a major milestone in their work to find a cure for HIV. They celebrated the Data and Safety Monitoring Board's unanimous vote to continue American Gene Technologies' HIV program without modification. AGT's HIV cure program is based on a platform that they believe has the capacity to treat other chronic viral infections as well as monogenic disorders and cancers. This news is significant for the approximately 37.9 million people worldwide, including 1.2 million people in the United States, who are living with HIV/AIDS. American Gene Technologies' work is as important to so many who are infected by HIV/AIDS, and I'm proud that such important work is being done right here in Montgomery County. Recently, I've started going out and visiting local businesses, and last week I visited 3 businesses in the Olney area. I visited O'Connell & Lawrence, a civil engineering firm, the Backyard Naturalist, a leading bird feed supply store and gift shop, and Brookfield Brewery. This week I'll be visiting Parkway Deli and Restaurant and the Bankers Business Management Services, Inc. in Silver Spring. Parkway holds a special place in my heart because this is where my daughter ate her first solid food, a bagel that she gummed to death as we were sitting there. These visits are important to me, and I will continue devoting time on Fridays for the rest of the summer to stop by these establishments and learn more about the difficulties and challenges they faced this past year, but also to celebrate the revival of businesses in our community. I want to know how we can assist them further going forward, and I encourage everyone to continue to shop local, shop small businesses, and shop often. Our small minority and family-owned businesses have had a difficult 17 months. They really need our support. My visits are a way of trying to call attention to our wonderful business community here. The products and services that they provide are part of the fabric of this county. The more we support them, the stronger they become. So please go out and support our small and local businesses. It's for you and the businesses and our economy. Finally, I want to thank everyone in the community and our departments for hosting a great national night out this week. There were 44 community events throughout our county, and I attended several of them, along with the Chief of Police, the State's Attorney, the Fire Chief, and the Sheriff, and we were accompanied by many county departments that had booths there to help give residents ideas about how we could assist them and let them know what kind of programs we do have available in the county as we continue to reopen and return to the things we were doing before. We were able to do National Night Out this year, but last year, because of COVID, it didn't happen. That made this year very special. Thank you for joining me again this week. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to talking with you next week.